Good afternoon. We have with us Mr. Sanjay Khanna, Director Refineries BPCL. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Praveen.
We are at India Energy Week 2025 and would like to know from Mr. Khanna about the overall refinery segment in India, which is expected to reach from 250 MMTPA to 310 MMTPA and by 2030 and 400 MMTPA by 2047. So where do you see your company in this overall scheme of things?
Thank you, Praveen. As far as BPCL share is concerned, today we are having our capacity around 35 million metric ton per annum, and we have a plan to take it to 45 million metric ton. In the process, we'll be expanding the capacity of all three refineries and will be reaching to 45 million metric ton per annum. And apart from that, the company has decided to explore the option of having a new refinery with petrochemical complex at the east coast, where our presence is not there. And we are working on the options and of refining with a capacity of 9 to 12 million metric ton per annum. And as of now, we have targeted the petrochemical intensity index up to 40%.
Sir, recently you have allocated 6,100 crores for the AP refinery. What's the update on that front?
As of now, we are going for the detailed feasibility report and through which we will be finalizing the configuration, and we'll be going for the licensor selection. And along with that, the land has been allocated. We'll be doing some work related to land development. So we are expecting the whole job will be taking time close to 18 months. Time will be there. So by next year end, we will be having the final decision based on all this input, and then the way forward for the new refinery will be taking place.
Got to know that you are also negotiating crude oil deal with Saudi for your AP refinery. Is it too early for this, or all things need to be considered before going for planning this refinery?
See, as of now, as I told you, that we are contemplating the capacity, configuration. So taking anybody on board at this juncture where things are very fluid will not be right. But one thing is for sure, as will be becoming clearer with our configuration and the product output, our petrochemical plant, if people are coming on board, we will be open to that.
Yesterday you have signed two agreements, one with Shipping Corporation of India and Petrobras, and both are related to crude oil, a part of it. So how do you see refinery and these two agreements moving forward?
Let me talk one by one. First with the Petrobras. It is a non-binding agreement from both the sides, both with BPCL as well as with the Petrobras. Yes, we will be the preferred customer for them. If they are having the surplus crude, they will be giving crude to us. And similarly, it will be non-binding on their part to offer us on the commitment based on the fixed commitment. So that is with the Petrobras. Shipping Corporation of India, one of the leading shipping company of the country, we are looking for the JV through which, whether the crude sourcing or other related facility sourcing can be done jointly. So it's a quite an exciting field which we are looking forward to in the time to come.
You have also signed with SBI consortium of about 31,802 crores for the Bina Complex refinery, where you are looking an expansion from 7.8 MMTPA to 11 MMTPA and ethylene capacity of 1.2 MMTPA. What's the update on that front, sir?
Yeah, this is the first time I was told that it is one of the biggest project financing is done by even by SBI, and through this way we are insulating our full project in the time to come, and I must say that we got a very attractive deal from SBI.
And what about the remaining part of 48,296 crore?
This will be happening over the period of next 5 years, and I'm sure the company will be having strength on its own to to fund the project.
And it was said that you will have LLDP, HDP, and PP. So any configuration on what would be the exact MMTPA for all these three?
Yeah, for all the product we have finalizing the product number, and those numbers, standard numbers, are available on the website. But the numbers are frozen for all the product.
Kochi refinery also you are setting up a PP unit, polypropylene unit, and the investment that you are talking about is 5,044 crores. Any update on that, sir?
Yeah, Kochi polypropylene project is also shaping up quite well, and we have a timeline of September 27 for commissioning of that project.
And what about Bina refinery commissioning?
Bina refinery expansion project will be ready by September 27, up for commissioning, in line with the next turnaround of Bina refinery, and petrochemical will be ready by May 2028.
So by May 2028, what would be your total refining capacity and what will be your total petrochemical capacity?
Our design capacity of refinery will be increased to 45 million metric ton per annum, and our petrochemical intensity will increase from 2.3% to 8%.
The initiative that you are undertaking to enhance environmental responsibility and also sustainability within the refinery. So what are the steps that you are taking, sir?
There are many steps are taken in the direction of whether it is the digitalization or the reliability improvement or the overall safety improvement. Let me give you a few examples what refineries are doing. First and foremost, we are working on the reliability improvement because we believe that once reliability is better, your failure rate will come down and it will be leading to the less unwanted emission. One. Second is that we are also working on the energy efficiency improvement, and we know that 5 to 10% of decarbonization can be achieved through that route. Parallelly, we have worked on the biofuel. As you all know that 20% ethanol is being added to MS on the sustained basis now, and with the time to go, it is going to go up only. Third. Fourth is we are also in the process of implementation of our biorefinery, wherein we will be making 100 KL per day bioethanol from 1G route and 100 KL per day bioethanol from 2G route. This particular unit is expected to be commissioned next quarter. It is in the state of Orissa, and apart from that, we are also in the place of green hydrogen. I would like to share 3 initiatives by our refineries. The first is we are implementing 5 megawatt electrolyzer facility at our Bina refinery, which is expected to be commissioned next quarter, and we are working on it 5,000 tons per annum green hydrogen in one of our refinery, and we are expecting by next year end it will expected to be commissioned. In Kochi, we are setting up a indigenous electrolyzer facility which will be making hydrogen, which will be used to provide fuel for the local buses, hydrogen-based buses. This is our project for the city of Kochi. So this is in the field of green hydrogen. We are planning to scale up our compressed biogas in a big way. We have already commissioned around 10 CBG plants, and by next 2 years we are planning to scale it up to 26 CBG plants.
from kilo to mega to giga, when from mega to kilo to giga will happen on the green hydrogen side? Sir? What is your forecast? Are we looking at 2029 or 2030 for your company to set up the giga hydrogen plant?
As you know that it is the upcoming technology and lot is happening in this arena, and lot of research is happening, and many lab scale many great findings have happened, and if those findings get fructify, it will making the green hydrogen quite an attractive proposition. But as I told you that by 2040 we have to be net zero, and one of the important component in that is the green hydrogen. So if you ask me what is the end date, that we have fixed already to the 2040. But as a country and as a company, we were always preponing our commitment. I'm sure even for hydrogen, we will be able to prepone it.
Biorefinery that you are setting up at Bargarh, you will be making ethanol or?
We will be making the bioethanol, but to improve its commercial viability, we are also working out, our R&D is working on it, that all the bioproduct, how to make a more value-added product out of it. So maybe in the next India Energy Week, when I'll be meeting you, I'll be sharing with you what are the other high value proposition products are coming out from Bargarh refinery.
So this is from bamboo or from wheat?
This will be from the rice straw and bagasse.
You have been talking about volatility in the feedstock, the land prices being on a higher side, and also efficiency improvement in refinery. So how do you see these three things, which propels either it pulls down or it, what we can say, helps in moving giving a buoyancy effect to the overall refinery margins? So how do you look at that, sir?
I think that volatility is not new to our business. It was always there, because when your core feedstock, the majority of the core stock is getting imported, you are definitely on the vulnerable side. But at the same time, I must say that all the initiative taken in the form of alternate energy, renewable energy, or green hydrogen or bioethanol, I think with the passing time, they will all aiding to reduce the volatility to some extent. Not a big extent, but to some extent it will be there. But coming back to the original question, volatility is not new to us, and we are used to it.
And deploying renewable energy capacities within the refinery, any numbers that what is the you would be closing the year with whatever the capacity, and what is the plan for the next year?
As I was telling you that 2 years back our portfolio was in the range of 20 to 30 megawatt. Next year it is likely to become 600 plus megawatt. Within the capacity, refinery production capacity, whatever maximum usage of this green energy will be there, that will be deployed in all three refineries.